Welcome back. And so we continue with the next leg of our conversation now. And we have joining us virtually this morning, Public Affairs Analyst, Mr. Andrew Ajayi, to look at national development, state of nation, and other matters. Mr. Ajayi, good morning, sir. Thank you for joining us on the program.
It's my pleasure. Good greetings to you all.
And compliments of the season. Let's begin with the opposition party and developments, in that space. We've seen the leadership of one group of the party addressing the press and stating that they're zoning the presidential ticket of the party to the south. And we've seen movements in that, regard as well, with visits to former president and most recently to the former vice president. So what are your thoughts on this development, on how it will enhance the chances of the PDP to take the leadership of the country again?
Well, thank you very much. For me, the Nigerian political situation has been neither here nor there, because the political parties lack, ideologies that are actually critical to political development. Because if parties have ideology that they hand over from one generation to the other in the various parties, then maybe Nigeria political space and system will be better off for it. Whatever opposition that is available today in Nigeria, when you look at when we started democracy or civil rule since 1999 till today, you will see that it is the same people who masquerade themselves. Maybe when something did not favor them inside the particular political party that they are, they will now go to the other one and begin to now do as if they are political generalissimo. So if the opposition party now says they want to, give their presidential ticket to the southern Nigeria, it is only natural, because there is this unwritten, will I say, constitution or written in the minds of people that political power should rotate between the north and southern Nigeria. And as we speak now, under the current leadership of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, it is south that is leading, because Buhari did 8 years the other time. So if PDP is saying, or any other opposition party like ADC is saying, let us give our tickets to a southern person, I think it is in order. Even though this is not written in our constitution, but I think it is in order, because if they gave it to the north, now I think there's going to be like some disaffection and people trying to say we no go agree, we no go agree, we no go agree. Because now is the turn of southern Nigeria to take the political leadership, which President Tinubu has taken the first leg and is also hoping to possibly come back. So for the PDP, if they say they are zoning their own presidential ticket to the south, well, I don't really know what that means, but I think it is still in line with what they are doing. But importantly, I am using this opportunity to emphasize that anybody who wants to go into politics in Nigeria, they must be ideological. Just like what is happening in the United States, in Britain, even in Russia and China, where people stick to the ideology that they have. They may not get political power today. They may not even get it tomorrow or next tomorrow. But as long as they continue to serve as veritable, proper, and right opposition, over time, studying what they will do better than the current ones that are taking the leadership position now, I think Nigerians will begin to appreciate them. But a situation whereby we have a Nigerian political system where if you didn't get a ticket to become House of Rep members or governor or senator or even president, you will leave that political party and jump into another one. I don't think it is good for us and our younger men and women who may also want to, take a dive into politics. as, you know, means of helping the Nigerian humanity or even using politics as a career, okay? Because what is currently happening in the United States, as it has to do with Democrats and Republicans, maybe even in England, as in Labour and Conservatives, and they continue to stick there. Even in South Africa, where they talk about ANC and the rest, sticking to their political parties and not defecting the way we are seeing defection all over in the country, I think we must copy this type of political party arrangement so that we can have more people standing for what is good and what is right, not anywhere my belly face.
I can't help but notice the greenery in your image. I mean, your outfit is green, the background is green, and I get a sense that you are a patriot in that sense. You love Nigeria. I won't be shocked if you bleed green as well. But
thank you.
We should probably check that
observation. Thank you for this observation indeed.
But here goes my point. While it looks like there are a lot of people who are interested in this Project Nigeria, and I'm talking politicians, you know, they are actively involved, either trying to, you know, do their permutations, get in power, or be close to power, have some sort of leverage, because it looks like this Project Nigeria is very juicy for them. You have people on the flip side who don't seem to see anything about this Project Nigeria. So they're either disconnected, they're just removed from that reality. Once you talk about governance, politics, Nigeria, they tune off. For some others, they're leaving the country in droves. So how is it that you're still actively involved in that Project Nigeria without being a politician, right? Is there anything you see that those other people do not see?
Well, thank you very much. You see, first and foremost, I am a philosopher. I studied philosophy from the University of Benin, where we looked at various books that has to do with nation building, philosophies of Thomas Hobbes, John Locke, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, Aristotle, Plato, and what have you. During my sojourn in philosophy, we tried to see that the essence for which we have government is nothing more than the security and welfare of the people. And anybody who wants to come into politics, who wants to serve society, must be selfless. They must not behave like what we see of the Nigerian politicians who mount the soap boxes. At the end of the day, make all manner of promises, but no sooner than they get into the political offices that they either got into either by hook or crook, than they start to, you know, exhibit or reflect their true character in terms of corrupt tendencies and practices and outright embezzlement. And that is why Nigeria has bleeded. A nation that has so much resources, that is supposed to go around everybody in happiness, so that we don't travel to Canada or US or UK because we are running away from Nigeria because there is hardship, economic hardship in the country. Our nation is fully blessed. The only thing we don't have is that we don't have people who love the country. What is patriotism, like you rightly said? Patriotism is nothing more than the love for your country. Look at the way Donald Trump is saying, look, America first. America first. Our politicians, since 1999, when we entered this democratic practice, do you see what do? They don't consider Nigeria best. That is even why, for me, I have been talking about character reformation, the elements for building a successful nation. I have also been asking this question: the Nigerian versus corruption. Who wins? Who wins? Because corruption is in our behavior, is in our behavioral pattern, our attitude, our orientation, such that we are disdained, we are talked against, we are talked down by fellow other human beings in the world. But I still believe that we have good men and women, like those of you in the studio now, okay, who will continually take these issues and have proper discussion that will help to now give better orientation to the Nigerian citizens, so that when they get into politics, they will become men and women who have clear conscience and good conscience who have the true service attitude, not coming into any political position in the country. All they are just interested in is me, myself, my family, and my friends. A contract that is supposed to be 1 million, for instance, to provide CCTV cameras, to be helping us monitor bandits, and making sure that crime and criminalities are nipped in the bud or brought down to 0 level, and making sure that no attempt by any group of persons wanting to take over Nigeria. Are you getting me? If we have this type of consciousness in our security agencies, I can assure you Nigeria will be sweeter again. For you and I, where you and I will go out peacefully, do our business legitimately without having, any fear of insecurity. So being loyal to the country, being sacrificial to the country, being committed and dedicated to the country, that is actually what is missing in the adrenaline or the blood vessels of the Nigerian. You see, our blood, of course, normally is red. But if you are a good Nigerian, your blood should automatically turn green-red, because the color of your nation is green. And everyone must try to look at it like this. People badmouth Nigeria. Even Nigerians badmouth Nigerians. But the truth of the matter is that Nigeria is held down in the jugular today. In the jugular today is the cause of our inability to move on. And who is causing it? Nigerians at large. So we need a systematic orientation, reorientation, and value appreciation. To be loyal to the country, not loyal to your family and friends or to your religion of Islam or Christianity. Because Nigeria, as I speak to you, ought to be, by 1989 Constitution, a secular state. But you see that in Nigeria today, it is either people are loyal to their various Islamic religion of different sects or Christian religion of different denomination. So the nation is left to bleed. But you need Nigeria. Nigeria is the first entity that existed before you can even be born into it, and also now have the privilege or liberty to practice whatever religion
Mr. Jai,
that you are practicing. So your religion cannot be above Nigeria.
If I may come in, Mr. Ajayi, so we're going to go from ideal. What you're talking about is the ideal, but the reality is totally different. But let's stay with, some of the things we're facing in terms of the reality. There are two sets of people primarily that has been rigged out of public governance system. I'm talking about politics. Those without a significant war chest, which is why we have a lot of godfathers bringing them into the system and perpetrating their own agenda, their own philosophy, their own ideology, no matter how warped it is. And then you have young people that have been rigged out of the system, so you see them more interested in creative economy and the rest of them. So how do we rejig the system? Because the bad part, again, is the fact that some of the people who are the establishment today, some of them in their 70s, some of them in their 80s, some of them in their 60s, are now replacing themselves strategically with their own children. So it looks like we're in for that cycle. How do we walk around this complexity?
Thank you very much. Let me just react by saying that first and foremost, as a philosopher that I told you I am, you must be idealistic in your orientation. What ought to be is against what is. It is because in Nigeria, we don't even understand what ought to be, the values that we want to have for ourselves. That is why you now have the what is, the reality that you are talking about, that is neither here nor there, that all of us are complaining about, that you have to write stories and make programs on like this one that we are doing now. So that is why I am strategically telling you that we must be idealistic first and foremost. What is proper? What do we want as a people? Before we now start, once we identify that, we will now start to implement so that it becomes what is. But a situation whereby you just think that only what is what the issue, the question I want to now ask you is, that what is, how did you come about it? Is it not from the idealistic tendencies of people? Corruption is what is in Nigeria. So what is in our ideals in Nigeria is corruption, and we are saying no to that. Now, coming quickly to your question. everybody will not be, into economics and entrepreneurs in a country. So also, everyone will not be a politician in the country. That is why I talked to you earlier about ideology. What is the ideology that Nigeria has in terms of policy? Where do we want to go in the next 20 years? What is the roadmap, the blueprint of where we want to get to in terms of science, technology, education, health, and every other component of life that others are enjoying, that is making our people to run there, even at the struggling of getting visas and what have you. If those people can do it in their country, we can do it in our own. Now, when the dangerous tendency in Nigeria now, like you rightly said, is that fathers into politics, as soon as they are winding up or rounding off with their own tenures, they now bring their children to want to take over from them. What about the children of the others? Because there is no enabling environment, which is not the ideal. The ideal is such that everyone should work, contribute to the common, common goal and commonwealth of a nation, so that your children, as you are in the studio there, your children should be able to have the opportunity to say, if my daddy, if my mommy was not able to do this, but as God laid in my heart, I should be able to do this for the betterment of the society of our country, so that at the end of the day, you will now earn accolades, awards for bringing, greatness to your family. So the idea of transferring political power from father to son in a constituency, in a senatorial constituency, or in a state constituency, or even in a House of Assembly constituency, shouldn't be like that, because we are not practicing monarchy. A monarchy is a system of government where you have kings, and when kings dies, they will hand it over to their children. But democracy is government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So that means if you do your own today, people will appreciate you, and your own may not even be the best. So also your son may even come and be better than you, but in most cases, it shouldn't be your son or your daughter, even though I know they have a right to aspire as well, but you should leave it open. Don't be playing the type of Machiavellian godfatherism where if you feel that you produce somebody, then the person must come and be bowing down to you.
You and I are awaiting El Dorado, and I believe everyone on this table and on the other side of the divide. We're awaiting El Dorado, or if you like, Uhuru. We're not there yet. Let's stay with what seems to be the reality at this point in time. And we know that some of the biggest issues that Nigeria currently face would be the security challenge. Many Nigerians are talking about the tax laws right now, and there are issues of hunger and agricultural developments, if you like, a fair share of progress and some concerns as well. Do you see a commensurate level of attention, either it's at the federal level or at the subnational level, being directed towards these areas of concerns as against 2027?
Well, thank you very much. You guys are the reporters. You are the shapers of the minds of Nigerians. So, for me, it has been the character of our people that no sooner than they get into political office, of whatever office they are holding, whether House of Assembly, House of Reps, Senate.
All right, we hope we get philosopher Ajayi back on the program to conclude his thoughts, but he does present, interesting viewpoints as far as what should be and what we currently have. And we're hoping that, Nigeria gets even halfway to that, picture that he paints of the ideals in politics of ideology, rather than politics of, interests and, prosperity, as we often see, a space that is dominated more by the elite than by, the people who yearn for, a Nigeria of their dreams, a Nigeria where everyone is well represented in the political space, and of course, you know, in socioeconomic development and advancement in Nigeria, where everyone can be, you know, proud of, even outside the country. It's been an interesting time out with Mr. David Ajayi. We hope to get him back to get a sense of, you know, some of his political convictions. But we must anchor at this point and thank him. Mr. David Ajayi, thank you for coming on the program. We look forward to another time out with you. Thank you, sir, for coming.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
We'll take a moment now. When we return, we'll focus on developments in the Labour Party. Justice Peter Lifo of the High Court in Abuja has indeed affirmed the Nanadi Usman group of the Labour Party as the authentic leadership of the party that INEC should do business with, and in fact everyone, and has sacked the Julius Abure group of the party. What are the implications of this? Stay with us as Mr. Abayomi Arabambi joins us in just a moment.